Well, hello and welcome back. Today's a bit of a different viewing. We've got quite a nice backdrop of General Havelock. We're in a hotel in Darlington. We're joined by Gash. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good.
You
alright?
Yeah, good, thanks.
We're going to be talking about your career today. But I want to start off at the start, because you had a bit of a different start to life, didn't you? You weren't born here, you were born in Germany, weren't you?
Yeah. So it was, my dad was working for the forces as a teacher, then became a head teacher. So we were on the British camps. We were always in the civilian bit, so not actually on the camps, but went to school on the camps. And I was there, born there, then there just before I turned 8 we moved to Cyprus, and I was there for 4 years as well. And then he left the forces, working for the forces, and got a job back in the UK, and it was based in Peterborough. So ever since then I've been based in Peterborough, but yeah, moved around, and it was good. It was, you're not in charge of what you do then at that age, obviously, but it was good to be around different cultures and learn different things. Didn't really learn any languages, but it was it was good.
How did you find it out there when you? I mean, were you out there till you were sort of 5 or 6?
I was out there so I was born there, and I was in Germany till just before I was about to turn 8, and then 8 to 12 in Cyprus. So it was good. I was like I say, we lived in like the civilian bits in Germany, lived in a camp in Cyprus, but football wise, my dad always played. He did, and I did play for the local German team where we live, rather than play for like the so-called like army or whatever. So it was good, great experience. They had great facilities then. This is back in the late 80s and 90s. So it was it was a really good experience, and really enjoyed it. From what I can remember a few things from 5 onwards, but yeah, it was really good.
And obviously you came back to England and moved to Peterborough with your family, and that's where your football career started. But before then, how did you find, obviously you had the football in Germany when you were young, how did that compare to the football in England when you were young?
I think that there's a little bit of difference, because I was really young. I can half remember playing for this team in Germany. I think I was 4 when I started there, and everyone else was a little bit older than me. And one of my best friends, who I grew up with in Germany, he now lives in the UK as well. We both played for this Hernisch, they were called, this German team, and it was just really enjoyable times. And then went to Cyprus and played football every single day. Obviously you're on the camp, so I finished school at like 12:30 because it was so hot, and then I used to go straight to the football court, play for an hour or so, and then the swimming pool was right next door, so you just used to go around to the swimming pool. It was a great life. But you used to have a league, like a 7-a-side thing on a Sunday, all like the schools, but you'd be mixed into teams. So you used to play that every Sunday for like a couple of hours. I think you used to play 2 games every Sunday, but it used to be in the spring and in the autumn because it was too hot to be in the summer. So, but it was just a real enjoyable time playing football. I loved everything that I did was just football mad. Like I am now with Edward, to get into support Spurs. My dad made me support Spurs. So I wouldn't say maybe, but obviously I knew he did. But it was like I say, really enjoyable times, and I wouldn't change it at all. And then coming back to the UK, obviously first thing I wanted to do was make sure I was playing football. So where we lived in Peterborough, when we first moved back, is I think my mum and dad just rented quickly while they were trying to find a house, just a local team there, and I played a year above me, and I was there for I think just under a season before Peterborough came along and offered me a trial.
So were you scoring a load of goals?
I can't remember, but I think I scored a few, yeah. And obviously playing a year above, I think gets you noticed a little bit more.
So I'm guessing you were still like the big, tall guy that was.
No. So this was I was 12, but I'm an old one for years, school age, so I'm September.
Okay.
But I was playing under 13s on like the Sunday league. But I was
Tiny.
When did you shoot up then? Was that sort of
yes,
late teenage years?
yes, I'd say about, I reckon I got my growth spurt probably about 15, I think. Yeah, and just grew, but I was still a bit slender there. So, yeah, but like I shot like a bit up, but when I signed for Peterborough, under 13 level, I was, just a small little whippet. Honestly, my game's changed a lot because I was like fairly quick, and there was another lad that used to play up front with, and he was really quick as well, and used to cause like quite a few problems. But then I think with my growth spurt, the speed may have like left me a little bit. Yeah. So, but like I say, I've enjoyed everywhere I've grown up. Like I say, it's just whatever my parents were doing work-wise. So.
Well, we'll go into football because Barrows was at Scunthorpe, Kelly was at Norwich, and they've both described it as being a bit different, but everyone's a bit selfish. So what was it like at Peterborough at that time?
At that age, you're just like fully focused on just playing football, and the coaches that I had like really helped me, because obviously I was new to it, didn't really know like an academy, and you learn from the players and you learn from the coaches and everything how to make sure you're eating properly, you're resting properly, your education is very important, your family is very important, and it was really everything at that age was make sure your parents know everything and all that kind of stuff. I never saw anything as a there's a superstar there or a superstar there. Not really too fussed about everybody else. Yeah, it was. I never felt like anyone, and you knew the players that were the good players, and they all got treated the same, and it was a place where you kind of grew up quick. From like 13 years old, the couple of years that I spent there before it closed down, like, not that you become a man, but you become very independent. You're quite disciplined with yourself, because it's one of them. If this is what you want to do, you've got to you've got to live right. So when people are having house parties, when you're 14, 15, having house parties on a Friday or something, and you're staying away from it. You don't drink. Some people, everyone knows times have changed now. People smoke from their ages, but 14, 15, people start to try smoking and everything, and you just stay away from it. And it might be seen as boring, but honestly, everything was just football.
Do you think avoiding all of that made you who you are today?
Yeah, I think so. There's so many things I think that made me who I am today. I think it's just you are who you are, so it's just within me. I won't go into everything like that, but I am who I am because of who I am. That might not make sense, but also my upbringing, how I've been brought up from my mum and dad, also other members of the family, my grandparents when you were younger, if you mucked about, my nan and grandma, they'd let you know, and my auntie, my uncles. So that's a massive part of your life, how you're brought up, and again, disciplined. Could have a laugh and everything, but when you're in trouble, you're in trouble. But also the football, like I say, from when I joined Peterborough to leaving a few years later, you just felt like you had to do things for yourself. At the age of 13, they're expecting you to pack your own football bag, make your own packed lunch, everything. You've got to do things for yourself and become independent, don't rely on others, even though your parents will always try and do everything they can for you. But yeah, like I say, everything's a mix of who I am now.
Did you have a particular coach at Peterborough?
There were a few, and so when you go on tour, you might get a different one. But in my age groups, I had Dave Robertson and Dan Ashworth. So obviously, Dave's gone on to, I think he managed Peterborough for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's been over in Ireland as well. Then Dan Ashworth, obviously, is
technical dog.
Yeah, he's obviously went to he was at West Brom and then went to the FA, and now he's at Brighton, I think.
Did they have a big influence? I mean, obviously your family, your mum and dad, and your grandparents had a big influence. But have those coaches in your early days, did they have a big influence on you as well?
Yeah, because you wanted to be a footballer, so everything that they were saying to you it wasn't just about football. It was, like I said, it was outside life. I can always remember, if I remember this right, they always said at Peterborough how it is. The three things: it's family, education, and football. That's how they saw it, as in the most important things. Obviously, you want to be a footballer, so everything is focused on that. But you've got to make sure you're right with your family, and then your education, because the percentage of young lads making it as a professional footballer is low compared to how many boys want to do it, young men want to do it. So, but yeah, they were massive. Like I say, you just went there, and after 2 or 3 weeks of being there, signing there, I just knew how you had to be, how you had to present yourself at the age of 13 to go into play Coventry away. You couldn't just stroll in and just you had to be presentable. You had to make sure if you ever spoke to anyone, the manners and everything were right, clean the change rooms afterwards, make sure your boots are clean every training session, every match. So it was really, really good, and learned a lot, but like I say, it was like that, and you became very independent and kind of looked after yourself, even though it is nice sometimes if mum packed my bags.
Well, from Peterborough, obviously you said it closed down. Did you have the choice of going to other places, or was Cambridge the one that came calling?
Well, yeah, it was kind of Cambridge came calling, and everyone pretty much went there because the coaches went there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there was a couple so basically they shut down, and the year above me were just going into whether they were getting told about scholarship, so they got kept on, and then everyone below was just total shut down. Yeah, so a lot of the coaches and everything went to Cambridge, so the players I was playing with, they all went to Cambridge as well, so we went over there.
Milton Road?
Yeah, so that Milton Road was Cambridge City. So this was at Cambridge United when I was 15.
Right. So
I was at Cambridge United for a couple of years, 15, 16, one or the other. And then there for a couple of years, and again, so Dan Ashworth went over there, and he was my manager again. And then again, I had a couple of years there, enjoyed it very much, and it was just, you knew who was going to get a scholarship, and I knew in my head, I was just, I could tell I wasn't 100% yes, I wasn't 100% no. And then when you get told about your scholarship, they said, not too sure yet. Spoke to Dan and everything, but he said that your age group's going in with the youth team at half term or whatever, and the youth team manager's going to make a decision on you. So I went in there, and unfortunately didn't like what he saw, so yeah, I didn't get my scholarship, which was, 15, nearly 16. It was
that quite a take back? Because obviously you've been trying to get that for a certain amount of years, and then obviously you get told that you're not going to get one. Did you feel like that was it for you?
Oh, well, it was in that moment. Yeah, you just what do I do now? Am I good enough to play? Everyone wants to dream of the Premier League or anything, and you don't really have. When at a young age, you don't really have. Playing a conference, playing League 2, playing League 1, you always want to play in the Premier League.
You want to be the best.
Yeah. So at that moment it was tough. I can remember it to this day. Because they rang me, I can remember just in mum and dad's house rang me and they just told me, and then I don't know if they spoke to my parents as well afterwards, but as soon as I come off the phone I just went straight upstairs to my room and just like cried my eyes out. And then obviously I think mum and dad kind of knew what had happened. My dad came up and then my dad had a chat with me and basically said, you know, this is just one thing, everyone gets knockbacks in life. You know, one door closes, another one opens. So he said, look, we'll see. And on the phone, it was Dan Ashworth I spoke to, he said, I know already that Southend want you, so someone from there's going to ring you, and someone from Cambridge City as well. Obviously Cambridge City wasn't a professional club. So in my head straight away I was thinking, well, I'm probably not going to go there. But at the time, Southend, we played Southend a few times and always beat them quite convincingly. So I was just thinking, I don't know whether that would be good for me, or I just don't know. And obviously at that age still, you still think, yeah, I can cope with a lot of things, but at that age, moving to Southend, living in digs, not knowing anybody, like that comes into your head as well.
Especially at such a young age as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, so anyway, I spoke to Southend and then Cambridge City rang me as well. So it was a bit of a decision, but the Cambridge City one, everyone who didn't get a scholarship from Cambridge United went to Cambridge City. So I knew 6, 7 lads that were signing. Then there was like 1 or 2 from Ipswich, a couple from Norwich. So it was, I don't think it was a long decision. I can remember at school thinking, I've got a phone call literally as I was walking out of school. Can't believe I had a mobile phone then, but yeah. Saying, look, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to come to Cambridge City. He was delighted, and again, it was when you look at it now, you look at young lads and you say to a young lad, you know, maybe not go to a professional club, go to a semi-pro, they'll just go no. And I probably was like that at that age, but my only option was Southend, and for some reason I didn't really fancy it then, and that was there. But again, for me it was a good move because at 16 years old, after doing pre-season with the youth team, first year, second year, third years, I was, I think, halfway through pre-season, started doing a bit of training with the first team, and then you're into men's football, and that was proper men's football, and it was the Conference South that just started, and I was in the squad for the first game of the season against Weymouth away, and Weymouth were favourites to go up, just pumped money. I think Steve Claridge was manager, and yeah, I went there in the squad on the bench. Striker got injured, came on after 20 minutes, scored. We won 2-1, and you're thinking, happy days. Started the next game, scored, we won, happy days. Started the next game, we lost. 4th game, not even in the squad. So it's one of them. It was just a learning curve. You're just thinking, why would I not be in the squad? But
was it Gary Roberts, man?
Yes, Gary Roberts, yeah. So it was a quick turnaround from not getting a scholarship at Cambridge United to playing man's football. And when you're in a man's changing room and you're 16 and you've got, obviously they're part-time, but a lot of them have been at pro clubs and been professionals, and you're just thinking, and some of them are like big lads as well, you're just thinking, and when they're shouting and screaming, you're thinking, oh, so now I know what it might be like if I'm having to go somewhere.
So as you said, do you think that sometimes, obviously Sonny would be a bit older than that now, but do you think he can see that as well? Because obviously he's come from playing for Wroxham, and that's obviously quite a long way down from us. Is that, like, do you think he would have felt like that coming into your change room?
Yeah, I think so. And but at the same time, you come into change, you're like, wow, this is like men's. But at the same time, you then see better quality and like tempo of training, and then obviously matches, and being around that, and being in an atmosphere where I'm not saying that where he was they didn't want to win games, but obviously coming to our change room there is the mentality of things, of like doing things properly and, you know, training well, working hard. Come match day, it's a win. Obviously, we're where we deserve to be, but now every game is and every game, even from the start, before anyone knew where we were going to be, was like, we're going out there to win. And if you don't win, coming off the pitch and going, it's all right, we're probably not expected to win that or anything. But I think this group is different, and we expect from ourselves to win games, win every game, go into every game with confidence. And I think young lads coming in to the changing room can see that and know, this isn't a time to, everyone you need to enjoy your football, but it's not a time to muck around or, just be there for the sake of it. But also Sonny is a very good player, so, and you can see that he believes in himself, and he'll be thinking, I can get into that team, which is the mentality you should have. But the disappointment of not playing shouldn't hamper you. And I don't see that in him. I just see a determination and when he gets his chance, he
scores.
He scores and he performs. So, which is good, because obviously the Gaff wants as many options on the bench as possible. When you look at last season to this season on the bench,
it's different, isn't it?
The strength of the bench is ridiculous. I think so.
But as we've spoken about how the changing room is for us, you've played for a lot of teams, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're classed as non-league journeyman.
Much travel.
Yeah. So you
they wanted me.
So you played for obviously Cambridge City. You went to Cambridge United after you got released from them as well.
Yeah.
You've played for Ebbsfleet.
Yeah.
York.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Barnet. Kiddie.
Yeah. Rushden
Diamonds. You've played pretty much everywhere, haven't you?
Yeah. So travelled about up and down the country. Moved for Dad's. I can remember, I think, when moved back to Peterborough, because I was from Kidderminster. Eventually moved back into our house, but I was doing a bit of commuting and staying down, because I've got friends in London. My auntie and uncle lived in Watford, just outside Watford. So I used to stay, and another friend lived just outside Watford, so I used to stay down for 3 nights a week, or 2 nights, and then come home on a day off and go back down for the other. I just remember my dad saying it's the last time I'm helping you move. So we used just hire a removal van, and then me and my dad and Sarah's dad used to help move and load everything up, and he was like, that's it now. I think he's getting a bit older as well, isn't he? So.
Yeah, so obviously you're at Barnet, and then you have probably a player's worst nightmare injury. You do your ACL, you're at the age of
29 I was then.
29, and for a lot of people they would have been like, okay, that would probably be the end of my career. You came here, and it's probably been the best you played, isn't it?
Yeah, well, do you know what? Just everything around it was, when I done my ACL, didn't think, I'd never thought, this is the end of me. You don't know, because you don't know how you're gonna, how your knee's gonna repair and everything. Yeah. So.
Did you ever feel if it didn't work out, you'll be okay, or was it a pretty scary time for you?
It was a bit scary, because I've never thought, I've always just been fully focused on football. I've never thought, and people should look to outside football, because unless you're Championship Premier League player, you're going to have to probably work. You might not have to if you're in League One, at a top club in League One for, say, all your career, but you're going to have to work after football. So, but I never thought about it. I wasn't worried as in, I'm going to have to go work. I was just maybe thinking, well, what am I going to do? So I believe I've got that work ethic where I'll get stuck into anything, and hopefully you want to enjoy your work. But like I said, I didn't worry about my career ending. I just thought, right, I'm in good hands. I've gone to one of the best surgeons in the country, sorted my knee out, got good rehab at Barnet. Literally, I did it on the Saturday, and then went for a scan on the Monday. Martin Allen rang me Monday night and said, you've done your ACL, torn meniscus. blah blah blah. And he said, come in tomorrow. We had a game on Tuesday. Come in tomorrow. Come see me in my office after. So I went in, spoke to him. He really liked Martin Allen, top manager and great with players. Man management is, I know everyone hears stories, but he
Mad
was,
dog.
yeah, he was top notch. And he rang the chairman in front of me and said, "Chairman, can you come to my office, please? Come down." And he just said, "Michael's torn his ACL, contract runs out at the end of this season. Obviously the season had just started at the end of this season, but we're going to give him another year, aren't we?" And the chairman went, "Yeah, if that's what you want." So I was like, wow, right. Straight away he's given me that relief of, by the time I come back, the contract's literally going to run out. He's just basically said, "I'm going to give you another year. We'll get it sorted." So I was like, straight away just thinking, right, well, I can just fully focus now on my rehab, everything. Unfortunately, I had my op, everything like that. I never signed anything, because to be honest, in my head I thought, I don't just want to be going, right, can I sign that contract? I just thought, right, I'm going to get on my rehab. Come the new year,
It'll be there.
I'll say, right, can we just talk about that contract? I've done 2 or 3 months of rehab. Well, one day I've just come into training and Martin Allen's left. So I was just like, oh, it's not what I needed. And he went to Eastleigh. So I was a bit like, what's going to happen? And then March time I found out that Bayern were going to keep me. I didn't really have a manager. Kept getting like interim managers in. It wasn't working. They weren't doing very well.
Did John still go there at the time?
No, that was the year after me.
Right.
But yeah, I was just thinking, I was on track as well. I was, by this time when the chairman pulled me into the office and everything, and I was starting to jog outside, and I was looking forward to probably training the last 2 or 3 weeks with the lads, maybe have a chance of playing a game. But once they told me that, I thought, well, I'll keep doing my rehab obviously, but I'm not going to risk getting injured. Martin wanted me to go sign at Eastleigh. I was happy to go do that. Left Eastleigh. So it was, then it was a tough time because I was out of contract. I didn't have a clue where I was going to go. I had a couple of offers from conference clubs. I've never been greedy, but they weren't great offers and they were quite far away from Peterborough. And
Up north or?
no, south, but it just wasn't doable.
Was Lake Norwin one on?
No, so I went to Lake Norwin for a 2-week trial. Thought this is when they got relegated, so their team had scuppered. They had, I think, a 20-man squad, and the oldest one was 22 or something like that. And because they got rid of all the older pros because of money and everything. Anyway, yeah, I went there. I think my first day, I think Charlie Lee had just signed that day. Mooney could come back. So they were starting to build again, and I thought, okay, no manager though. Martin Lynn was director of football, and he got me in. And then after a week of training, pre-season, they brought a manager in, I forgot his name now. Anyway, after like a day or so, I just knew like weren't having me. So you just feel. But the lads were like saying, "Oh yeah, they'll definitely sign you." Another lad came in, Alex Lawless, who I played with at York, good player. And then a few others started coming in, and they're like, "Oh, what's happening with you?" I was like, "Well, I'm just waiting to hear." But I said, "I don't think he's." Like, "Nah, they'll sign you. Sure, they'll sign you." Didn't. So I come out of there. I was like, what am I going to do? I had them 2 offers there, and I had King's Lynn. Spoke to the gaffer, and it kind of just made sense. I just wanted to get out, back playing football. Just wanted to go and enjoy my football. Do I want to go part-time? No. Do I want to drop down? No. But at that time I looked at it and thought, well, if I go part-time, I can now potentially look for a job.
Yeah.
So.
And would that have been around the same time as your children being born as well?
No, so they were both born already. Poppy was 4, Edward was 2.
So as well as...
No, 5 and 4, yeah, around that age, yeah.
So,
but still young.
Yeah, so it would have been around the time where you could potentially get a job and also look after your children and have that experience of being a dad.
Yeah, well, yeah, because obviously I was, especially at Bayern, I was away. But I used to come to every home match. My mum and dad did as well. And then obviously I'd always come home after a game, even if I was away, always go back to Peterborough. But again, like I say, when I was there, Martin Allen was good with the people that, you know, that travelled or lived away with days off. Or when I did my ACL, he said, after my op, have my op? Yeah, I had my op in November time, just starting rehab and everything, moving a bit better, but he was like, go away for a week, go on holiday for a week. I was like, you got some money for me? And, but no, stuff like that. I went to Greece, my friend was playing in Greece, so went to Greece for 5 days, so it was really good. But like you say, go part-time, but then back home as well. So kids, when I was figuring out what I'm going to do work-wise, could either take children to school or pick them up after school or just be there a little bit more. But yeah, so signing for Lynn, and whenever I talk about it now, signing for King's Lynn was one of the best things I've ever done, but a blessing in disguise really, because of blessing in disguise of not doing my knee, but I now know when I finish football what I'm doing after football.
You've got something to fall back on.
Exactly. Whereas if I stayed full time, 33, maybe 38, the way my body is, I don't know, but come out of there, boys, you've got no income coming in, what are you going to do work-wise? Whereas now, King's Lynn, part-time, getting paid, give me a little bit of leeway. Right, I'll work. I did a few things for a few different mates, all have their own companies, and then did the tree work and enjoyed it, and thought, yeah, I can get into this, and then started doing that, and it was just like 2 or 3 days here. But because I have that money from part-time football, it helped, so I didn't have to be like, well, I need to work 5 days a week. I've got to work 5 days a week, so it was brilliant. And then to top it off, I've come to a club that's got the best manager in non-league, and then a club that you could see wanted to go and do stuff, wanted to be a bigger club, wanted to get promoted, and then you're coming in and like you've got players, and you're thinking, yeah, good players, and then unfortunately first year didn't get promoted, but then the second year, and then you're getting in more players, and then now you look at our squad and I'm thinking, honestly, you were
one of the first people in it, pretty much. Obviously you had Heads, Fryer, Clunan, yourself, and obviously Rory I think would have been the same time, wouldn't it?
Rory was a little bit after me.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jar came in then as well, didn't he?
It was you and Jar on the same.
But all the gaffer signing and the people that we signed have been like very good sign. You know, there's been a few that haven't really made it, but you look at when we've brought people in and they're into the squad or into the team, they're just making the team stronger. But I can remember walking into training, first time, Rory McCauley. I'm thinking, brilliant. Played with Raws, played against Raws. Centre half, it's horrible to play against because he'll put his foot in his head everywhere, and it's just horrible.
It's also the noises he makes. Every single header is making like this.
Good, it's like sleeping with him in a room. But,
every single header though, isn't it?
It was. It's just you know, you just get that. Yeah, we got like. I knew him anyway, but I was like, that's a great signing. And then, not too long after, I walk in the changing room and for training, and there's Maz sitting there. I'm like, Mazza. He's like, yeah. I said, you signed it? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, brilliant. So again, I played with Maz. He didn't play as many games when I was at Cambridge United, but obviously knew he was a very good player, and obviously he's had a good career as well. But yeah, them two. But there's been others that have come. There's some that have like surprised you as well. Ross Barrows was in and out of the team, and then all of a sudden just put his stump on the team. And
it was that run that came in obviously March last year.
Yeah.
And I played at right back, took over Jones and played at right back for I think it was 12 games straight.
Yeah.
And it was like, Christ,
yeah.
he's a player, ain't he?
Well, that's what I mean. And then this year he's gone centre half for us, especially when we had no centre halves for about 6 weeks.
He didn't put foot wrong,
no. So, and that's how crazy football can be. You can, like you can get an opportunity out of nowhere, and because then
if you take it well.
Exactly, because Jones was starting at right back, because Jones is a very good player. So you got 2 good right backs, but then you can trust Jonah to come inside when you play 3 at the back. But Ross has adapted very, very well to it,
and quickly as well.
And now you just think, okay, you had an up and down like time at the start, and maybe he was thinking, oh, maybe this isn't the right move for me, and then like football can, in an instant, it changes, and now you look at Ross and you just look at me and you think, oh yeah, he's going to be in the team.
Well, I want to first of all talk about the Slough Blair final, because that was nearly one of the most memorable goals I think I've ever seen in my life. I think it was even it might have been before or after Toby scored, when you tried an overhead kick, which hit the crossbar.
that memorably can't be.
Yeah. It was in the first half, and you tried an overhead kick, and it came off the crossbar, and I thought if you had scored that, it would have been memorable. And then obviously the playoff super final the year after, you do score.
Yeah.
Now that day in Hull was a ridiculous day. It was boiling. Obviously the sun was out. You've stayed overnight. We're in Warrington. It was a tough place to go.
Yeah.
Obviously we go 1-0 up, and then obviously 2-1 down. You'd already played in the play final last year. When we went 2-1 down, did you think the same?
What was it? Like with 10 minutes to go, you're thinking, you're trying to concentrate on the game, but you're always going to get them thoughts in your head thinking, surely not. Surely after the first 25 minutes, when we battered them,
dominated. Yeah.
We scored, and I thought, you don't just think, oh yeah, you know, do what we want, we're going to win this, but you're thinking, just keep going, we could be 2-3 up at half time. And then it just, lack of concentration, just cost us a little bit.
2-headed goals.
And and as soon as the first goal, the equaliser goes in for them, just give them that momentum, home crowd, everything. It just, games like that, it doesn't matter who you are, games can just change. And it changed for them, and then they started to dominate a little bit, and then probably half time came at a good time, and then just bigged up Rory. But he knows anyway, it's his man for that goal, but we worked on it in training, and we knew they were going to do it, and we just switched off. And they're the times in games where you know the gaffer's going to go mad at that, because he's told us about it. But right there and then, you can't, he knows, Rory knew straight away, he's a, senior pro, he's played enough games, he knows, you don't have to, shout and swear at him, he knows. But like I say, it's 10 minutes to go, you're thinking, and then Maz just like, I think I just flicked it down to him, and then he just the ball just sticks to him like glue, and he just like...
And then the defender for them...
and then he just jumps in.
Weird lapsing concentration, you're 2-1 up with 4 or 3 minutes to go, and you've stuck your leg out against Maz, and obviously Maz, he said, should have had a penalty in the first half.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because we did the one with Hendo before this year, and he said Maz would tell you if it was a dialogue and he came into the change rooms and saying no, it was a penalty.
Oh yeah, I think I was like there, and he was just in the box here. Was it the keeper or the defender?
Defender, yeah.
And
I think he gave a goal kick as well.
Yeah, I was just like, but it was definitely. But like I say, when Maz squares you up or Maz will control the ball in the box, as a defender, it's got to be your worst nightmare. But he won the pen, and then obviously he just.
Most composed man in long.
Yeah, he took it as though there was no pressure on him, didn't he?
Yeah, and you've got 300-400 fans behind that goal, maybe more, just like shaking the net, and you just slots it in, you're just thinking, and then it's extra time. I'm thinking, how am I going to get through this? And it's
Was that the first time you played extra time in quite a long time, or?
Yeah, it must have been.
Because as well as like a whole season, that means you've had the whole season to play, and then the last game of the season, you've got to play 120 minutes, and it's like.
And we'd had that run of games as well, haven't we? Because of the postponements, and was it Saturday, Monday?
Sorry, like Saturday, Monday or something, wasn't it? Or Thursday, Saturday,
Thursday,
something like that, because they didn't know who was going to be in the playoffs, did they?
Yeah.
And so it was a nightmare. And you're just trying to get everything you can. Obviously, we didn't have Carol then, so we didn't really have a physio. So I was just like, it's obviously you're dehydrated, it's so hot.
It was a very hot day.
Just get through it, and to be fair, I didn't feel too bad. I felt worse sometimes in 90 minutes, like last 5 minutes I can feel myself getting cramped. But maybe I think it's that adrenaline as well, it just gives you that little extra.
Obviously after Mazza scores, that's just for the full time, and then Ian can then say to you, obviously, you then know you've got a chance, because you've got 30 minutes where it can literally go either way.
Yeah, and I think it was 2-2 still. Pez pulled off a great save.
Oh, that one-on-one, that was ridiculous. I think that's the moment from the game. I think everyone just
the turn,
because I think the guy had come on as a substitute, so I think he'd got past one of the defenders.
Yeah, it was kind of like down the rightish side a little bit, wasn't it? Like right centre, if you get me. And I'm sure it was, and because it was the second half of extra time. Wasn't it? Yeah.
No, first half, because then you scored in the second half in the same goal.
Oh yes, yeah. So it was, yeah. So I'm all over the place here, but that's what I mean, and it's great. It's great scoring the winning goal and having that so-called bit of glory like on you kind of thing. But you look around, and on that day, like people who did their jobs and what they had to do, and a couple of lacks of concentration, but you look at the whole season and then that game, and like you say, everything into extra time, the mental side of things and how we've got through that game just shows the team, how strong the team is, team togetherness, and how we just we just keep going, and you just. But 9 times out of 10 we always believe Maz will get us a goal. But fortunately for me, it was me that day, and it was what a feeling.
You had your family there as well,
yeah, brilliant.
One of your best moments in football?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I've had some good moments, but that feeling. I thought it was the first minute the way I ran after I scored that. It was.
You ran and then stood on the advertising board and gave a bit of a salute.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and you just can't describe that feeling. Fans, I've been there. I've watched Spurs at Wembley. Unbelievable feeling, but that feeling of doing it, you're set. I'm not saying I won us the game. I'm just saying like that feeling of I scored the goal. You can't describe it. Like it's unbelievable. And then when the whistle goes and it's like
pandemonium.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You all ran over to us
there. It was class. Honestly, one of the best days I've ever had. It's like I say, I got my kids there and that. Brilliant.
Well, I think before then, and obviously that goal was major Kings Lynn legend towards the fans. Obviously, you have a lot of I think you're one of the most liked players in the team because I think you just put in the most work, and like people have called you a workhorse because you literally don't stop. There was against York, I think it was in like the 86th minute. You ran from their penalty area to ours to block shot.
Yeah.
In the 86th minute of a crunch match against York, and you're sprinting along with bandage on your knee.
Yeah. It's just, I've always felt like that I've worked hard, and there's games are different. Sometimes you might feel a little bit tired and you might switch off and think, oh, maybe I should have just closed them down or done this or done that. But I always think to myself, you just got to give your all, and when you get a little bit older, you're not going to have too many days like this again. Just give it everything you can, because, and at the moment, why would you not?
With a massive chance to get promoted to the league above.
Yeah.
Give it everything.
That's the hard work is. You got to have that. First, I always say to people, because people look at things different, and people are young, and I was young once, and you think, oh no, yeah, but I want to do this. I always say to Hawks, Hawks will be disappointed not playing as much as he has, and when you see Hawks on one of his better days, he's unplayable, and he can beat a man.
Stratford at home was a massive example of that. He picks up the ball from outside the area and just finds that top corner, and then
that's what I mean. Yeah. So, but I always say to him, things like going your way, because he's that kind of player that, in his mind as well, I'll probably only think, I've only had a good game if I've beat 3 or 4 men, or just got on the ball, or had a few shots, or good cross or anything else. But if games aren't going well for you, and or your touch isn't great, or you're not getting on the ball enough, affect the game a different way. The best way to affect a game is make sure that the player that you're marking, so maybe a fullback or another winger or anything, he's not getting the better of you. And if all that means is you working hard, making it horrible for him, I'll tell you now, manager over there won't think, oh, Hawks hasn't taken anyone on, Hawks hasn't put a cross in. He'll know Hawks has worked hard and he's done his job for the team. And that's not just Hawks, that's everyone. Just if things for myself, if things aren't going right for me, you just having one of them days, I just think, well, how can I affect it? I say, well, I'm just going to chase, just make things horrible, just work hard. I always think just work hard. Loads of people in our team have got talent, and the talent shines through. Yeah. But without our work rate throughout the team, you won't have a chance to show your skills or do what you can.
Are you one of these players who are really self-critical? I mean, during the game, are you analysing what you're doing? If it doesn't go right, do you think? I mean, I can see sometimes the frustration if something doesn't go right, but are you self-critical?
Yeah. I honestly, I could have punched the wall Tuesday night at Leamington for not scoring that. And do you know what?
Two massive chances there.
And do you know what as well? The first one where he misjudged it, chested it, I kind of I feel like I wasn't balanced right. I thought, oh, he's going to get in here, so I snatched at the shot. Whereas when I hit the shot, I thought, no, I could have had another touch, because I probably could have just held him off. Yeah, but I just felt like unbalanced. I thought he was getting back. And the second one, my dad yesterday, seeing my dad yesterday, obviously before we come here, he went, what about that chance on Tuesday? I was like, Tuesday. I said, what does it look like? I said, does it look worse than what I think? He went, no, I thought you should have scored. I was like, but it was just, and then
the control was brilliant, mate.
Yeah, so I thought, I'm going to hit this, and I thought, in actual fact, I can just chest this. I thought, no one's behind me. I can pop it up, chest it, and just hit it. And I'm I just think, connected well, just obviously too high. But I wouldn't say I'm hammering myself, but I would say I go into the change room, I know if I've had a bad game or, but I can, someone has a pop at me, you just take it, and obviously with frustration when you're in a bad game, sometimes you might have a little pop back or something, but you've got to look at yourself and know, but then if I play well or score a goal, I'm not going to walk around saying, I've done this and that. But I have a go at a few players, but I only have because I want better quality from them, but also I know they can do so much better than and everyone makes a mistake. I'm not saying you can't make a mistake, but everyone makes a mistake, including myself. But sometimes you just think you can do so much better than that, and you just want them to know. But sometimes it might come out as a little bit more aggressive from me. But I'm not doing it to like make you feel down or anything like that. I just want you to like know or like help you. And sometimes I'll talk to people all the time, but sometimes it's just that moment you just like shout.
Well, as well as players, I think it's been brought up a few times. You've had a few, I wouldn't say run-ins with referees, but you've had a few. I think it was Alfreton or someone like that when you tried to throw the ball to Jar, so you thought you were going to throw it at him, and then obviously the red card at Bradford.
Yeah.
You haven't really had the best of luck, as well as like I could probably make a whole montage of the times when you've been pushed over. It's like your Achilles have been stood on, and you don't get anything.
No, yeah, I'm used to that now. And do you know what? A couple of lads always say to me, "Just leave the ref alone today." and so honestly, I think to myself, do you know what? Just chill out today. Just if you don't get something, don't get something. But then when you're in that moment, I'm thinking, how can you not give me a foul for this? It just frustrates me. But the one at Blythe, where I've got the ball, so obviously just wasting a bit of time. I've gone out for a throw in. I've picked the ball up straight away, and I've gone to fake to throw it, and then I've gone, oh no, and then the ref said, if you don't throw it now, I'm going to book you. I was like, so I went like that. I went like that to like pretend to like throw it, but the ref was standing there anyway, so I couldn't really throw it. So I was like, oh no, and I just gave it to whoever, Foxy or whatever, and he booked me. He said, how can you book me? I said, I'm passing the ball to my teammate who takes the throw-ins. You can't say I have to take the throw-in. And then the send-off at Bradford, that really disappointed me, because I've never been sent off in my whole career. So
was that your first red card?
Yeah. So I was.
It was two about 3 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of them was for kicking the ball away, which you didn't even kick away. It was, I think you kicked it.
No, I gave it. No, I threw it to Jonah because he was walking
towards
taking the free kick.
Yeah, and then he gave you a yellow card for that, and then he gave you a yellow card for talking back, didn't he?
No, he gave me because we got the ball in the corner, and then the lad like kicked it off me, it like bounced, and it just like came straight back to his hand in my hand, and he was had it in my hand, and then he like grabbed me like that, so I've just flung him off, and he's gone to the floor, and the ref's just come over and I shouldn't say this on camera, but I'll tell you what, I could.
You weren't a happy bunny when you come off that pitch?
No, I wasn't that. I know what you were going to say, but no, I wasn't, yeah.
Well, I mean, because we've got to close soon, I think, haven't we? But next couple of years, what do you want from football? Is it give everything to football, just enjoy it and see whatever comes?
I can't, you want to enjoy your football 100%, but I can't turn up to football and not give my all. I've got to give absolutely everything. Like I say, I probably haven't got too many years left, but give absolutely everything I can, everything to try and help the team, everything to try and help the team achieve what now we see as an achievable target, but you can only do that by going game by game, and, like I say, giving everything and making sure the team's all on the same wavelength, and which they are. Like I say, you've got the best manager in non-league, and you've got Baz's assistant, the motivator. We're staying in hotels. We've got a good physio now, so the boys are looked after. So we've got to look at it, and especially me personally. I can never get carried away, but I want to go and do something that no one ever thought was possible, and something that will. Everyone in that changing room, everyone around the club will go down in history. So, because everyone plays a massive part. It's not just players that play on the pitch. We can't play on the pitch if fans don't turn up at the chambers and put his money in. If the manager and the assistant isn't there and have the quality they have that give to us the knowledge and how we want to play, and physio looking after anyone who needs anything. You media boys get us out there, and it just everything flows. and everyone says, oh, you know, social media can be a bad thing. It can be a great thing as well, because no matter who you are, you read something that's good about you, it always gives you that little lift and that little boost. And obviously, you two are on the bus and other people on the bus. It's not just the lads that play football as a team. It's like everyone at the club as a team. And I mean, you can have a laugh with anyone. All the boys will talk to you. It's not like, oh, they're like media and weird players. Everyone's just together. And it's a great football club to be at.
Well, one more for me, then obviously Bevan. I mean, what would it mean if we could achieve promotion? What would it mean to you to have one more crack at that top tier?
Unbelievable, you know. It'd be absolutely great. I don't know who watches this, but I haven't got a contract for next year. So.
Well, Becky's asked some questions, so I'm sure they'll be watching this. So,
right. Well, yeah. To get promoted, to go up in the playoffs, absolutely brilliant. There's no better feeling than scoring that winning goal, but to be a champion, and a champion when no one ever would expect King's Lynn to be champion.
We were set to go down at the start of the year.
Yeah, so it would be massive, and like we say, we don't get carried away. And you can think like that because everyone who's in our position, or even York's position, Boston's position, they'll all think they've got a chance of winning it. You've got to be realistic and say, yeah, there's a title race. So of course you're going to have them thoughts of it. It'd be brilliant if you win it. But like I say, take each game as it comes. But if you can do it, the Pez has told me I'll never have to buy a drink at King's Lynn again. So and then he'll party for a week. So I said, well, I'll join you. So we've got to do it then.
Right, we'll finish on a few questions from you guys. Obviously, we've had a few of them come up in conversation. Best moment in a Lynn shirt's probably the Warrington goal, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Becky's asked, who's your favourite staff member at Lynn?
Who's your favourite staff member? I don't know. Do you know what? Becky's top man, but he's pick and choose. You know his trips. I think he doesn't mind an overnighter, but I think he looks for the nightlife around there.
Yeah. So
I don't think Darlington's great nightlife, so I think he's not this one on the end. So yeah. I'll have to put him. He's not in it at the moment.
So I'm going to add a bit of context to this. So if we go up, say we're on the coach back from Darlington, what is your alcoholic beverage of choice? Celebrating the hypothetically we've won the league.
Yeah.
Celebrating that. What's your alcoholic beverage of choice from Chris Palmer?
Well, I think it'll be a lager of some sort. Probably. I like Peroni. So if we can
Peroni's on the bus.
Yeah, if we can get cold ones, that'd be nice.
And I'll finish with this one from Kieran George. I think we can all have a guess at this one. Would you rather fight one Bastock-sized duck or 100 duck-sized Bastocks? Oh. That's a tough one, isn't it?
One Bastock-sized duck
or 100 duck-sized Bastocks?
Do you know what? I think I'd just fight the one, because if you've got 100 Bastocks shouting at you, that's some go. When you've got one Bastock shouting at you and in your face, that
you can kind of handle it.
That's
100 of them, 100 duck-sized Bastocks as well. So quite short.
They'll be real nippy.
Anyway, we'll finish on that one. It's been great talking to you.
Top man, thanks very much.
And we've got Gateshead in about 4 hours. Hope that we can get some nice free cherries. Hopefully see a video of you bopping along in your car during the week. And we'll see you next time for whoever wants to come on. Anyway, up the limits. Thank you for watching.